Good morning, this is Shawn Calabrese and Wharton-Smith, Senior Superintendent on the Sand Hill Wastewater Expansion Project. We mobilized here in October of 2020. We're expected substantial completion date is August of this year. We had to build the new Clarifier 3. We had to build that from the ground up, all the concrete structure. Once that was completed, successfully put in service, we were able to shift over to Clarifier number 1. We demoed the existing mechanism, rebuilt the new, put it back in service. Now we transitioned to the last clarifier. This is clarifier number 2. We currently have demoed the metal mechanism, gutted the tank, cleaned it. We're working on demolition on the sludge ring in the center to rebuild the center cone. And we have a crew installing new launder covers to keep the sunlight out of the troughs to prevent algae from growing.
And as far as safety on the job, it goes from the very first thing in the morning. The safety talks are taught. All the training has been completed. The structures that we're working in now, here we have confined space, we have the elevated platform. We actually have employees working out of aerial scissor lifts. So all the training is up to date on that. The proper fall protection has been issued to the employees, the training. So we have the proper accesses into the structures. And this is done on a daily basis from one tank to the other.
Fall protections inspected daily. Make sure no damages happen throughout the day prior. So you can see in all aerial lifts and scissor lifts, all employees are required, whether it's subcontractors or Wharton-Smith employees, are required to have training, as Gilbert mentioned, on aerial lifts and scissor lifts, and they're required to wear a harness with a retractable, and they can't just tie off to the handrail points. There's an actual factory anchorage point where you see the pelican hook clipped off to. So the most important thing on the existing plan is coordinating with the owners and operators so that you don't jeopardize their water process throughout the construction process. So it's a lot of teamwork and coordination goes into doing these pump stations, because you have to do one at a time, get them started up, checked out, let them run for a few week period, make sure there's no bugs, and then start taking the existing equipment. We also have a unique bypass system going on right now. This is what all this black HDPE pipe is. We have over 4,000 linear feet of pipe installed to bypass the in-plant lift station, the RAS walls, and all the influent coming in from the plant, so we can start from the headworks, which is where your sewer first hits a wastewater plant. Is called the headwork structure, where all the screening takes place to get rid of all the trash. So this is the new standby generator that was part of our construction upgrades at the Sand Hill wastewater plant. We actually got this started up and working 2 days before Hurricane Ian, because their old generator was unreliable and we didn't know how bad the storm was going to be. So we helped push through construction, coordinating with DEP and the owner, so they had better reliability for Hurricane Ian.
So as you can see, our employee is actually preparing to enter the tank. He's got his Tyvek suit on, which is part of the PPE for the scope of work he's doing, entering the confined space and wearing the proper fall protection.
So this is the blower building. This is where you see all the stainless piping. The blower creates air. The air gets injected into the basins, again, to help with biology of the water, to keep the chemistry going, to produce clean, reclaimed water. So again, a lot of these steps when you're working on existing plants, it's coordinating, getting on bypass so we can cut this line apart, coordinating with the subcontractor so you can start from the foundation on up to complete all the piping successfully to get the plant back off bypass.
And I can tell, Shawn, a lot of pre-planning goes into this, because I know as well as you, we're in an existing plant, so you have existing utilities. A lot of things that don't show on the drawings that we have to work around, and also keep the employees safe, especially like these press boxes. So I know a lot of pre-planning and conflicts arise, and we have to work through those. As you see, we have the laser set up. We're making sure that we get the proper elevation for the setting of the placement of the pipe.
Exactly, Gilbert. A lot of teamwork and coordination goes into each structure. You can see all the existing utilities easily referenced all over the place.
So Shawn, thank you again for your time. And again, you are just a big part of how Wharton-Smith does things on a daily basis, the culture we have, the quality of work we have. We've seen it all here today. And just thank you for everything you bring every day. And, you know, we are the construction group of choice because people like you do this every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilbert. Some of the field guys are getting older, and it's the roles are changing, right? So the future of Wharton-Smith starting, but we're trying to pass down good practices and the trades that a lot of people overlook in today's education world.